today. From Ford Field in Detroit, it's Week 16 of the NFL on EA Sports. The Detroit Lions taking on the Washington Commanders.
Downtown between Brush Street and I-375. That's where we're located in the heart of Detroit at Ford Field, which first opened back in 2002. Today, it's the penultimate week of the regular season, Week 16, and we've got a good one in store between the Washington Commanders and the Detroit Lions. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, we look at this Lions team entering play. They come in playing pretty good football. Winners of 4 of their last 6 games. Meanwhile, for visiting Washington, it's late in the year. We all know it. We've seen the calendar for these guys. Their bodies could probably use a break, but they have to push on.
And they're really not as worried about that as maybe we think. They know they've got the entire offseason to rest. All they care about is the game in front of them and finishing strong. And
they will elect to not bring this one out as our first drive will begin at the 25. So here are the Commanders making their way out. And a glance here at their quarterback, standing 6'3".
And he's had a great season so far throwing the football. Very likely could go over 4,000 yards with a good performance here. And even in an age of passing first, that is no small accomplishment.
Here's Gibson to start the drive. Nifty move. And he's upended at the 33, following a good pickup of 8. The numbers on the ground for Gibson a week ago. 18 carries, 67 yards.
And when he went over 1,000 yards last week, you know what it did for their offense? It gave them a true identity because everyone's going to talk about this. The offensive line's going to take pride in it. Of course, the guy carrying the football will. But how about the coaching staff? When they go in and talk contracts, when they talk to reporters, hey, we had a 1,000-yard rusher this year. That means something in today's NFL.
Here's a throw right side, taken in by his tight end. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. The catch and run, good for 24 yards. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Back to throw. Reed. Target is to Dotson, and he's got him. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first step.
Touchdown, Washington! Antonio Gibson hitting double digits with his 10th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Commanders are on the board first here this afternoon. Lutz good on the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. The drive summary, 4 plays, 75 yards. And the finishing touch was that nice long run into the end zone. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. Taken in at the 3. And he returns this to the 22. So here are the Lions now coming out for their opening drive. And they will be led out by their 6'3" quarterback.
And he's had a great season so far throwing the football. Very likely could go over 4,000 yards with a good performance here. And even in an age of passing first, that is no small accomplishment.
On the ground, it's Swift to start the drive. And he'll get what he can up the middle, 3 yards. That'll bring up second down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
Right back to Swift again on second down. And he is going to lose yardage here. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up third down.
That was a good illustration of setting the edge as a defensive end, being able to make sure that you stay on your feet no matter what type of block, and you're not going to get pushed inside. Stayed home, skated to the outside, and made the play.
They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. On third down, he'll drop to throw. Flush to his, and he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Chase Young make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. Here comes the Lions punter now, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. Now a fair catch called for and made right on the 45-yard line. A 40-yard punt, no return. And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Reed now throwing to start the drive. Throw right side complete to Dotson. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. 2nd and 6. A give up the middle to Gibson. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Now they're going to be dealing with a 3rd and 7. Is that one officially a loss of 1?
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Reed on third down. And that is incomplete.
And this is what you want to see from a defense. Give up an opening drive touchdown, that's fine. But how about them going back out there, recommitting themselves to the task at hand, and forcing a 3-and-out and giving the ball back to their offense?
And this is a beauty as that ball's going to angle out at the 6-yard line.
Let's go old school there. That's absolutely a great coffin corner punt. Someone's put some time in working on that, hasn't it?
Seems like every year these guys get better and better. It's amazing how they can command that football through the air.
Yeah, they used to actually practice with hula hoops where they place them and try and put them there. Now a lot of guys use barrels on the sidelines to try and put the football in one.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And they, if you just look at this game, Charles, on paper, they've got the edge, no doubt. They're hanging around the top of the NFC. On the other side, you got a squad that's towards the bottom of the NFC. But when we mention that to the coach, and it's intercepted. Levi Wallace with a pick. And the Commanders are going to take possession of the football. So the interception there, and Charles, I'd imagine that's something you can maybe live with in December, but not come January.
And I love how you make the distinction there. You're talking about regular season versus the postseason, the playoff.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington. Antonio Gibson with career touchdown number 70. And the Commanders are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. So 2 drives, 2 touchdowns here in this first quarter, and he's got both of them.
But he's certainly setting himself up for a big game here, and I think if the play caller doesn't get in his own way, they should keep riding him the entire way of this game. Until the defense proves they can stop him, that's what I would call.
A nice, tidy little drive there, getting the ball in excellent field position, and only 1 play to score it. Taking it about the 1. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Detroit's offense ready to take over. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back, but make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
Steps away, and this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down.
They certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
He'll drop to throw. And that's to Amon-Ra St. Brown. And he is going to have a Lions first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field, because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed first down there. They've needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Forced out to his left. And his throw is incomplete.
As a corner, you have to be able to run with guys step for step downfield in man coverage and make up ground quickly in zone. You have to put yourself in position to make plays, just like that one we saw there.
They'll try and run here with Swift. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive. They'll look to throw now on first down. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
They're bringing a lot of pressure here already in the first quarter. Already sacked him once. Now they get in there and knock another one away. You think maybe that Tucker rule being gone makes defenses a lot bolder?
Yes, indeed. That time, lucky that the arm was going forward. Incomplete pass. Williams, a man in motion right. And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And that is caught one-handed. Oh, my, he pulled it in. 33 yards that time. And a nice milestone reached on that last throw as here late in the season, he goes over 4,000 yards passing.
And he's really thrown the ball well all season long. Had some big games along the way. He's inspired his receiving corps to go out and make plays for him in each and every ball game.
It'll be a pickup of 4, and it brings up 2nd and goal. $14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. One more time with Swift. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. DeAndre Swift with his 16th touchdown of the year. And the Lions have got it back to within a score. Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And that'll make our score 14-7. A 10-play drive that time. And it's capped off by a touchdown run of 6 yards. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. Here comes Antonio Gibson as he's set for another drive. He's over 40 yards here in the second quarter. Been nice and effective for them, hasn't he?
He has definitely been dependable, and really shouldn't underestimate what he's getting done here, because anytime you're on a pace that's going to approach 100 yards, you've really done some damage in an NFL game.
And now he's looking just to add to his totals. Throwing to start the drive. Reed. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. On the counter. Gibson. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
Sometimes that's a danger putting that jumbo set out there. You just get a lot of bodies massed in one location. You can wind up with 18, 20, maybe even all 22 in the box, and there's nowhere to run the football.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. He finds his man, complete. It's Porter. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain. Operating from the gun. Reed. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there. And it's 2nd down. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. To throw again. Reed. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down. They'll look to throw again. Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. Picked by Kendall Fuller, and the Lions are going to get the football here at their own 23.
And that's what we've seen from this defense all year long, because they've been so good at finding ways to take the football away. And they just gave us another example right here. A strong defense, that's something you're going to need to rely on come playoff time. And this crew has got one. There's no doubt about that, Brandon.
And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
This defense has really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense got to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. They'll look to throw. Sliding, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Baron Browning from that outside linebacker spot gets in there. It's a loss of 9.
Okay, you know my bias is about to come out here. A lot of people think that the offense is just moving in the wrong direction. I'd say they're moving in the right direction because the defense is pushing them back.
Former defensive guy. Now, as a quarterback 3rd and long, you really got to rally the troops here, don't you?
Yeah, you do in a big way. And what else do you have to look out for? More pressure coming at you because it seems to be working pretty well.
That'll be caught. It's St. Brown. He's at the 40. The 20. Touchdown, Detroit. Amon-Ra St. Brown. 88 yards. And the Lions are an extra point away now from tying this ball game.
Partner, you know the real key is to stopping a good passing attack?
You tell me.
Being able to tackle as soon as a guy catches the football.
Didn't work out there.
No, because when you give up the big run after catch, the rack yardage, that puts your defense in a big-time stressful position.
A lot of rack yardage and a touchdown there on the big play. Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And we are tied at 14. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And the end result, a Detroit touchdown. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The Commanders' offense returning to the field. As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that worked. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover that plagued it on the last one.
So 1 play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Operating from the gun. Reed out left to Dotson. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
Rashawn Gary, the man to bring him down. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Looking to throw. Reed got his man complete over the middle. That's Porter. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 28. On 1st and 10, it's Gibson. And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. Antonio Gibson on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Commanders have taken the lead. Lutz with the extra point. And the lead is now 21-14. 5 plays there on that drive. And a long run there in the end to top it off. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. We get a look at Amon-Ra St. Brown as his offense readies for the next drive. He's done his part, but so far it's been in a losing effort, so they've got to fix something.
But that doesn't mean changing anything, the way they're throwing the ball around and his catches and production. Keep doing that. They're going to have to fix some things likely on defense to try and slow down their opponents.
But so far he's north of 100 yards receiving. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. We remind you in just a couple of minutes we'll get you to Orlando and our good friend Jonathan Coachman. Coach will run through some of the numbers and the next-gen stats from this first half of football so far. Rolling to his left. Now he's going to let it go deep left side. And that is incomplete.
Well, you know me, whether you need it or not, I'm going to give a little unsolicited advice. Just throw it downfield out of the pocket only if you're absolutely sure. Otherwise, use your running ability and try and get those yards a safer way.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. A high throw there as this is knocked away down to the ground and incomplete.
That could be the stop this defense needed to get them back on track. They've been pretty well dissected by the offense here in the first half. After that possession, now they know that they can compete with this offense.
In motion left comes Williams. They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Juan Thornhill. And he will bring this one back. An interception return for a Commanders touchdown. Well, 4th and long here, late 2nd quarter. I mean, Charles, you knew that was going to be a very tough play to convert. But now, not only do you not convert it, you give up a pick 6 the other way and give the other team all the momentum.
Well, Brandon, I don't think we ever go into a game where both teams don't tell us that they plan to be aggressive in what they're doing on offense. But there's aggressive, and then there's reckless. And how about this one? In the first half of a close game, that backfired on them in a big way. Now I think they're in a position where they can take a lot of risks in order to try and catch up.
And Detroit getting set to go now. And not the first time that they're coming back out off of a turnover, but the last one really hurt Charles with that pick 6.
And it feels like the whole team's infected right now, doesn't it? It's not just been one person. It's kind of been a group effort where the mistakes have happened. Can they put that aside, kind of start over, and put together a nice drive?
After the pick 6, they go right back to the air. He's going to air one out. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked by Kevin.